Most people think they need to become a different person before they start hiking. Fitter, more experienced, better equipped. Someone who knows what every piece of gear does and somehow looks good wearing it. But the mountain doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, what boots you're wearing, how expensive your backpack is, or how many summits you've climbed. It simply invites you to come as you are. And that may be one of the best examples of wabi-sabi I've ever found. I returned recently from Japan, a place I'd wanted to visit for years. One of the ideas I brought home was wabi-sabi. There isn't a neat English translation, which feels appropriate because wabi-sabi isn't something to define, it's something to notice. In the West, we like things explained, measured, improved, finished. We like before and after photos, straight lines, clear answers. Wabi-sabi asks us to notice something else, the beauty of things that are weathered, incomplete, temporary, imperfect. Yes, but not perfectly imperfect. Even that feels like we're trying to tidy imperfection up. Wabi-sabi simply asks us to see things as they are. And once you begin looking for it, the mountain is full of it. A dead tree, bleached by years of desert sun. A boulder split down the middle. An old branch twisted by wind, still growing in a direction nobody would have designed. None of these things need fixing. They're not flaws in the landscape. They are the landscape. And yet, we rarely offer ourselves the same grace. We look in the mirror and see what needs improving. We compare our pace, our gear, our experience. Even hiking, the place many of us go to escape comparison, can become another performance. Did you summit? How fast? How much elevation? Where's the photo? But the mountain isn't keeping score. It doesn't ask whether you completed the trail. It doesn't judge you for stopping. It doesn't care if you turn around. It doesn't even know you're here. And strangely, I find that quite liberating because out here, you don't have to prove that you belong. You belong because you arrived. Perhaps you're carrying too much. Perhaps your boots are scuffed. Perhaps everyone else seems to know where they're going. Come anyway. Come as you are. That doesn't mean we stop learning. It doesn't mean we shouldn't prepare, improve our fitness, or carry the right equipment. The mountains can be unforgiving, and preparation matters. But there's a difference between preparing for the mountain and believing you must become worthy of it. You don't have to look like a hiker to start hiking. Some people look like they were born for the mountains. Others are just getting started. The mountain doesn't care. It welcomes them both. You don't need to wait until you feel completely ready. Almost nobody ever does. And you don't need the best equipment before you take your first step. The trail will teach you what really matters. Maybe that's why I've become more interested in the spaces between the trailhead and the summit. Everyone notices the beginning. Everyone celebrates the end. But most of the hike happens somewhere between the two, on the switchbacks, in the slow miles, in the quiet moments that never make the photograph. That's where the mountain reveals itself. And maybe that's where we do too. Wabi-Sabi has changed the way I look when I hike. I'm noticing less of what is missing and more of what is already here. A twisted tree, blackened bark, my own weary legs. None of it permanent, none of it polished, none of it asking to be anything other than what it is. Most people come out here looking for the view. Wabi-Sabi taught me to look for everything else. The mountain hasn't changed. The way I'm looking at it has. And perhaps that's the invitation. Not to become perfect before we begin. Not to wait until we feel ready. Just to arrive, weathered, unfinished, and still becoming. And that's enough. That's brilliant.